But I want to talk a little bit about larger trends we're seeing because it really matters in terms of the rules and why they're in place. This is really no longer a person sitting in a basement with a hoodie all by themselves trying to hack in and steal your money. These sorts of frauds are now on an international scope. We hear a lot about this actually, if you follow fraud news, on the personal frauds, like the granny scams and the romance scams, that there are huge compounds overseas full of people against their will scamming folks. But that same sort of organized effort, that same sort of organized crime effort is happening on these business efforts to separate you from your cash. So I got back in the fall. I presented on this topic with a financial crimes detective who told us about a case that started in Las Vegas. Everything was in Chinese, but it was traced to Nigeria. So what you're having now is international like crime syndicates working cross border together with goals, quarterly goals and whiteboards up with people who are winning, and they have the resources of an organization. It is not like a personal person. It is an organization trying to take you from your money. And they also have the ability to just shift really rapidly. There are trends where they will see in 1 month it's just healthcare. They're all going after healthcare, and then at once everybody picks up and moves over to insurance, for instance. So there's a machine happening now that's much larger than it ever has been, and that's why AI matters. We're not gonna talk about the way people can make you think you're talking to your boss with a voice or a video. That stuff is scary. What's scarier is the volume that they can replicate these sorts of things. So, I've been talking about social engineering fraud for, like, 6 years now, and at PaymentWorks, we've been aware of it since it was breaking back in the day, and Mark, you probably remember this too, where it was just like public institutions who had to be public about where they were spending money, and generally on construction projects. Those were the things people were going after to try to divert payments. But now, like, they'll go after anybody and take any amount of money because it's no skin off their back because of how they can replicate the scams. So last year, the biggest fraud we stopped at PaymentWorks for our customers, for one of our customers, was $11 million, and the smallest one was $1,400. So everybody is in the scope now, where it used to just be a specific type of business. And I'll also say what's changed pretty rapidly in the past 6 years is how great your internal IT team has gotten at stopping hacks and stopping the executive impersonation frauds where you think the CFO has actually sent you that email. Really, really good at that. Really good at, stopping hacking attempts, all those things. But what happens when that gets good is that all the effort that was put in there is actually now just funneling right towards the person on your vendor desk or your AP desk because they still want your money and they can't get it another way. So the pressure on the humans in your organization has actually grown as a result of AI and international crime and all the things I said before. And then last, we just call it Friday Night Lights. About 40% of the frauds we have stopped at PaymentWorks happen on a Friday afternoon. And we used to just assume that this was because people are kind of in a hurry on Friday and they wanna get out the door, but there's an added level to it that by the time you notice, it's probably Tuesday or maybe Wednesday, and the money can't be clawed back. You usually need to notice right away, so it has a chance of getting out of the US banking system the longer you wait. So I want you to think about your own process against that transnational crime syndicate, the AI that they're doing, the volume that they're doing it, the timing that they're doing it, and know that if any part of your vendor onboarding and vetting process involves something that looks like one of these, you're gonna wanna pay attention to what you do with the information after that.